David, a Brooklyn resident, had recently quit his old job to start a new one in a small town in New Jersey called Salem Heights. Because of the job, he had to relocate with his entire family. But his 8-year-old son Sam was completely against the idea. He didn't want to leave behind his school, his friends, and the house he grew up in. After a lot of emotional coaxing from his mom and older sister, Sam finally agreed to move. David's new company had arranged a 2-bedroom apartment for them, but the apartment had been locked and vacant for over 5 years. When they entered, it looked like something out of a horror movie. Dust everywhere. Thick cobwebs in every corner. The place felt wrong. Emily, Sam's mom, had a strange uneasiness from the moment she stepped inside. The apartment felt cold. Not in temperature, but in energy. But since all new apartments in the town had a 1-year waiting list, David had no choice but to move his family into the old one. Strange things started happening right from day one. Even after cleaning, cobwebs would return every single morning, as if someone spun them overnight. Footsteps echoed through the apartment at night, especially when the entire family was asleep. Sam noticed a large burn mark on the bathroom wall that first day. His mother painted over it multiple times. But no matter what, it would reappear every couple of weeks, as if trying to remind them of something. Sam began to piece things together and became convinced the apartment was haunted. He told his older sister Sophie, but she laughed it off and said, "Ghosts don't exist, Sam. It's just your imagination." A few days later, David had to travel to Philadelphia for work. That night, only Sam, Sophie, and Emily were home. Around 1 a.m., Emily kept waking up. Something felt off. She heard faint footsteps inside the apartment. The sound slowly grew louder. Suddenly, she noticed someone standing outside the window of her bedroom. Peering in, Emily froze in fear. Grabbing a table lamp in one hand and a flashlight in the other, she tiptoed toward the window. When she shined the flashlight, her heart nearly stopped. A man was staring straight at her. His face, half-burned, melting. Bone exposed. Emily screamed. The flashlight fell from her hand. She bolted to her kid's room, turned on all the lights, and broke down crying. Sophie saw her mother in complete panic and immediately called building security. When the guard arrived, Emily told him everything. But after searching the entire apartment, there was no one. Emily brushed it off as a terrible nightmare. But the footsteps and the banging sounds from the ceiling continued night after night, and then it got worse. Faucets turned on by themselves. Lights flickered even though no one touched the switches. Sometimes, they'd go out completely for minutes and return on their own. But nothing was more horrifying than what happened to Sam one freezing night in December. Sam and Sophie were sleeping under a mosquito net in their room. Suddenly, the bathroom light turned on by itself. Sam woke up. He felt something slithering under his bed, like a snake, brushing against his back. Sam panicked. He tried waking Sophie up, but she wouldn't move. Her breathing was calm, but she was unresponsive, like she was under a spell. And then Sam saw something that froze the blood in his veins. A burnt, decaying hand slowly emerged from behind the wall near the bed. The hand had just 3 thick fingers, skin melted off, exposing black flesh underneath. That hand crept closer to Sam's head and began caressing his hair, softly, like it was trying to lull him back to sleep. But Sam was wide awake. His body paralyzed in fear. He couldn't scream. He couldn't move. A few minutes later, the hand slowly retracted into the wall. Sam immediately covered himself with the blanket, shaking violently. And then, he lost control. He wet the bed from sheer terror. The rest of the night, he could feel something crawling beneath his bed. But he was too scared to even peek. The next morning, Sam told his mom everything. Now Emily was sure this apartment was cursed. She immediately called David, and that very same day, the whole family moved into a corporate guest house provided by the company. Within just a few days, they uncovered a terrifying truth from one of the building's old maintenance workers. 5 years ago, a chemical engineer named Robert lived in that same apartment. During a business trip, he was killed in a tragic accident. He died instantly. When Robert's body was being brought back home, his grieving father locked himself in the bathroom of the apartment and set himself on fire. That's why, to this day, the scorched burn marks are still visible on the bathroom wall. Later, both father and son were buried together. The apartment was sealed off permanently, but 5 years later, due to a clerical error, that very same apartment was mistakenly assigned to Sam's family. Now, in their new home, Sam often sits quietly, lost in thought. Was that half-burned hand, and the horrifying face his mother saw, the spirit of Robert's father, still wandering, still searching for his lost son? Do you believe in things like this? If yes, type in the comments, "Yes, I felt it." If this story sent chills down your spine, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, because next time, the fear will be even closer. Subscribe now, and make fear your new best friend.